Hello and welcome to the 1,250 horsepower Corvette ZR1X.
Oh, wow.
1 year ago, I had the opportunity to finally drive the C8 Corvette ZR1. The rear-wheel drive, raw, 1,064 crank horsepower ZR1, which was as barbaric as I thought an American car could get straight from the factory. And then not too much longer after that, Chevy said, we're not done yet. The Corvette ZR1X does 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds on the street. At the time of this recording, it has broken a whole bunch of records. It broke the Pikes Peak record. It has an amazing Nürburgring time. I truly said to myself, what is going to push the ZR1X over the ZR1 and make it that much more diabolical? By the way, shout out to Street Speed 717. He gave me this opportunity to drive his ZR1X. He just got it, texted me, said, fly up, and you get to drive it. So here we are. So if you don't know, here's the differences between the ZR1 and the ZR1X for some context. The ZR1 is rear-wheel drive only, makes 1,064 horsepower. I know, God forbid, only 1,000 horsepower. Oh no. ZR1X takes things from the Corvette C8 E-Ray. What I mean by that is you take the electric motors from the E-Ray and you put it on the front axle. Where it really shines is from a dead stop. That's where you're gonna notice the big difference with the ZR1X. Let me just show you how diabolical this is, okay? I'm gonna give it 10%. Big tone it like SpongeBob. Mrs. Puff. God, I can't even get words out, dude. Who needs therapy? This is where it's at. All right, I am going to do the launch control. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Thank you, brakes. Oh, oh my. Ah! Holy shit, this car is so fast. When I went into that first corner, it was very fast. Hey, Editor David here. If you're enjoying this video so far, consider joining the ThatDudeinBlue membership right down below. With your support, I get to keep making videos like this, and it's only $1.99. That's it. Appreciate you listening. Back to the video. But with handling, you also have the all-wheel drive, which helps a lot. A little bit of recap about the engine of the ZR1 and the ZR1X. It's a 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8 that originally started its life in the Z06, and then they took the Z06 motor, made it a little bit better, put giant turbochargers on them, put a little rocket on the side of the block and said, here you go everyone, good luck. This thing is an animal. Oh. With the electric motor helping the turbos and helping the combustion motor spool up, it just smacks you in the face. Oh. I'm sorry I'm making all these noises, but I like going to battle here, my scrawny little body, you know? Every car guy's dream, guys. Turbocharged, high revving, has all the benefits of the things we don't like as enthusiasts. Brakes are so incredible. Now, when it comes to the interior, things of that nature, it's very similar. It's a C8 Corvette interior that's slightly upgraded. The last one I drove had the blue interior, and this one has the red interior. The car is just a looker. The ZR1 and the ZR1X is one of the most menacing looking cars ever to come out of the United States. Now, really quickly, I'm gonna touch base on the big argument between ZR1 and GTD. I've had the privilege to drive both. ZR1 and the GTD, I don't even really like comparing too much because they feel so different, right? I understand. They're both halo cars of two American manufacturers, but the way they make you feel and the way they drive couldn't be more different.
It's like sitting next to Mike Tyson. Oh, cool, it's a wide body Mustang. It is not. It is something completely different.
ZR1 is the crazy one. That's the best way I can describe it in a short-term explanation. You feel like you can take on the world in the GTD no matter what. The ZR1 feels like you need just a little bit of discipline, right? Just a little bit. And I have to say that last year, out of all the cars I drove, the ZR1 and the GTD were my two favorites. It didn't matter where they came from, they were my two favorite cars. At this price point, shouldn't they be? In comparison, the Porsche 918, which came out in late 2014, early 2015, right? All-wheel drive, electric motor, helping out a naturally aspirated V8, right? That car cost $1 million. Now, I'm not saying the ZR1X is a cheap car, as you know. However, in comparison, I don't even know what to think. like I knew I was gonna like it, but blah. I think the coolest thing about this car and its value proposition is that the ZR1 is absolutely a supercar, 100%. You could argue it's a supercar. It goes up against Ferrari, Lambo, all that good stuff. However, the ZR1X, it's its own thing. I mean, I would say it's a hypercar, but the problem is, does hypercar also mean $1 million or $800,000 plus? To me, no. I've driven a hypercar before. This is a hypercar. Like, oh my gosh. This is the greatest unusable thing on the street. Another really cool thing about driving the ZR1X is that I'm very privileged. I've gotten to drive every other C8 platform except the Grand Sport. I haven't done the Grand Sport yet. It's brand new. I haven't done it. However, when I drove the C8 Stingray all the way back in 2020, my first time, I knew there was more meat on the bone of this chassis. I was like, there is no way that this is the end, right? We all knew a Z06 was coming. We all knew a ZR1 was probably going to be coming, but back then the ZR1X was kind of nicknamed the Zora. That's what everybody kind of expected it to be. This legendary car that you just couldn't imagine being built. And then I drove the Z06. And I thought the Z06 was phenomenal. I think that's an amazing car. However, it's now overshadowed by things like the Grand Sport and things like the ZR1. Because let's be honest, if you can afford the Z06, you could probably afford the ZR1. I feel like when I get in the Corvette C8 ZR1 or the ZR1X, you are in here for a purpose. What's funny about the GTD in comparison is I find that to be more of the comfortable car, right? The one that feels like a Mustang in all the right ways and gets rid of all the bad parts of being a Mustang, right? I know this sounds very corny, but it makes me proud to be an American, right? I love that the American car market has gotten so insane. Like, I don't care if I can afford it or not. I just think it's amazing that these things are being built. And we live in a golden age of combustion, even though we have the threat of EV-only platforms, right? This does exactly what I want a modern performance car to do if we have to have something involved with EVs, right? That's my issue with most EVs. We all know they're fast, but they all feel like one-trick ponies in a lot of ways. Dude. Get on it once and then I'm I'm back to civilization every time. It's like the rural country road I'm on just ends immediately. Good grief! Oh, that upshift. You see that thing just yank my face? So does the ZR1X live up to the hype? Yes. The ZR1X is one of the most barbarically crazy cars I've ever driven in my 15 years of doing automotive YouTube. And if you don't know me and you're new here, I've driven over 1,400 cars, and this is top of the list. It's on top of the list. Holy crap. You see how easy that is too? It just does it. Well, the front wheel drive of the all-wheel drive system with the electric motors just yanking your face off, and then that rear starts to squat, right? I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of videos about the ZR1X, but this truly is coming from somebody who loves modified cars, and this is the ultimate tuner car in the best way, but from the factory. On that note, guys, thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Once again, huge thanks to Street Speed 717 for giving me this incredible opportunity. It was absolutely worth the flight up here. And on that note, I'll see you guys later, and take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Peace.